There's a salamander that can regrow its entire brain, not just a leg, its actual brain. There's an animal that lays eggs, has venomous spurs, sweats milk, glows under UV light, and has 10 sex chromosomes. It's called a platypus, and it makes no sense. There's a shrimp that punches so fast it creates underwater shockwaves hotter than the surface of the sun. These aren't science fiction. They're real animals, living on Earth right now. Today, we're counting down 10 animal facts that will break your brain. And trust me, you haven't heard these before. Let's get into it. Number 10. Flamingos are born gray. Not pink, not slightly pink, completely, totally, boring gray. So where does the pink come from? Their diet. Flamingos eat brine shrimp and blue-green algae. Both contain a natural chemical called beta-carotene, the same stuff that makes carrots orange. The flamingo's body processes it and turns their feathers pink. If a flamingo stops eating shrimp and algae, its feathers slowly turn back to gray. Zoo flamingos are sometimes fed special food to keep them pink. But here's the strangest part. Flamingo parents lose their pink color when raising babies. They give so much of their energy to their chicks that their feathers fade. They quite literally sacrifice their color for their children. A pink bird that isn't born pink and can lose its color from being a good parent. Nature is weird. Number 9. Penguins propose with pebbles. Male penguins search for the smoothest, most perfect pebble they can find. Then they present it to a female. If she accepts, they're mates for life. The pebble isn't just symbolic. Female penguins use the pebbles to build their nests. A good pebble means a good nest. A good nest means healthy babies. So the male is literally saying, I can provide for you, choose me. Some penguins are known to steal pebbles from other nests. Pebble theft is a real crime in penguin society. If caught, the thief is chased away. And here's the sweetest part. Mated pairs stay together year after year. They recognize each other's calls among thousands of other penguins. They reunite at the same nesting spot every breeding season. A pebble proposal, a lifetime commitment. Penguins understand romance better than most humans. Number 8. The mantis shrimp punches faster than a bullet. The mantis shrimp is only a few inches long, but its punch accelerates faster than a .22 caliber bullet. It's so fast that the water around its fist boils. Here's the science. The mantis shrimp's club moves at 50 miles per hour from a dead stop. That's an acceleration of 10,000 Gs. For comparison, a human would black out at 5 Gs. The punch creates something called a cavitation bubble. When the club moves that fast, it vaporizes water. That bubble collapses with a second shockwave, so the prey gets hit twice, once by the club, once by the explosion. The mantis shrimp can break aquarium glass, crack crab shells, even sever human fingers. And here's the bonus fact. The mantis shrimp has the most complex eyes in the animal kingdom. Humans have 3 color receptors. Mantis shrimp have 12 to 16. They see colors we can't even imagine. A shrimp that punches like a bullet and sees colors that don't have names. That's not a shrimp. That's a superhero. Number 7. The platypus is a biological mess. When European scientists first saw a platypus, they thought it was a hoax. A beaver tail, a duckbill, otter feet. It looks like someone glued random animal parts together. But here's what makes the platypus truly insane. First, it lays eggs, but it's a mammal. There are only 2 egg-laying mammals on Earth, the platypus and the echidna. Second, males have venomous spurs on their back feet. The venom can kill small animals and cause extreme pain in humans. No other mammal has venom like this. Third, platypuses don't have stomachs. Their esophagus connects directly to their intestines. They literally can't digest food the normal way. Fourth, they glow under ultraviolet light. Put a platypus under UV and its fur turns bright blue-green. Scientists still don't know why. Fifth, they have 10 sex chromosomes. Humans have 2, X and Y. Platypuses have 10. It's the most complex sex determination system in any animal. Eggs, venom, no stomach, glows in the dark, 10 sex chromosomes. The platypus is what happens when evolution throws out the rulebook. Number 6. A cat's tongue has built-in drinking straws. Cat tongues are covered in tiny backward-facing spines called papillae. They're made of keratin, the same stuff as human fingernails. and for years, scientists didn't understand their exact purpose. But recent research using high-speed video revealed something incredible. Those spines don't just groom fur, they also help cats drink. When a cat's tongue touches water, the spines create tiny channels. Water flows up those channels through capillary action, the same physics that makes a paper towel absorb liquid. A cat's tongue is a biological drinking straw, and it's covered in hundreds of them. The spines also help cats remove loose fur, dirt, and parasites. Each spine has a U-shaped cavity that scoops up saliva and deposits it deep into the fur. That's why cat grooming is so effective. A tongue that grooms and drinks simultaneously. Cats don't just lick, they engineer. Number 5. The axolotl can regrow its brain. You've probably heard that axolotls can regrow limbs. That's impressive, but not unique. Lots of salamanders can do that. But axolotls can regrow their spinal cord, their heart tissue, their eyes, even parts of their brain. Scientists have cut an axolotl's spinal cord. It grew back perfectly. They removed a section of its brain. It regenerated. They transplanted organs between axolotls with no rejection. Here's what makes axolotls truly special. When a human heals a wound, we form scar tissue. Scar tissue is permanent. It doesn't become skin again. Axolotls don't form scars. They regenerate. The new tissue is identical to the old tissue. An axolotl can regrow the same limb up to 100 times. Each time, perfect. No scarring, no weakness. And here's the strangest part. Axolotls never grow up. Most salamanders transform from aquatic larvae to land-dwelling adults. Axolotls don't. They stay babies forever. They keep their feathery gills. They stay in the water. They reach sexual maturity but never finish metamorphosis. A salamander that never grows up can regrow its brain and doesn't scar. Scientists are studying axolotls to understand human regeneration. The secret might be inside this little pink creature. Number 4. A sloth's fur is a mobile ecosystem. Sloths move so slowly that algae grow on their fur. Not a little algae, entire communities. The algae give sloth fur a greenish tint, which helps camouflage them in trees. But that's not the weird part. A single sloth can host up to 120 moths at a time. These moths live exclusively in sloth fur, nowhere else on Earth. When a sloth descends to the forest floor to poop, which it does once a week, female moths lay eggs in the sloth's droppings. The eggs hatch. The new moths fly up and find the same sloth, or another sloth. The cycle continues. Scientists recently discovered that the moths and algae have a relationship. The moths die in the sloth's fur. Their decomposing bodies release nitrogen. The nitrogen feeds the algae. The algae provides camouflage for the sloth. A sloth, moths, and algae, all depending on each other. The sloth is not an animal. It's a moving habitat. And here's the bonus. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Underwater, sloths can slow their heart rate to 1/3 of normal and hold their breath for 40 minutes. A slow-moving, algae-growing, moth-hosting, breath-holding mammal. Sloths are weirder than you ever imagined. Number 3. There's a sea slug that photosynthesizes like a plant. It's called Elysia chlorotica, the solar-powered sea slug. It eats algae. But instead of digesting the algae's chloroplasts, it steals them. Chloroplasts are the parts of plant cells that turn sunlight into energy. This sea slug incorporates them into its own digestive cells. Then it sits in the sun and photosynthesizes. For months, it doesn't need to eat. It just sunbathes. Like a plant. But it's an animal. Scientists have studied this slug for decades. They've discovered that the slug doesn't just steal chloroplasts, it also steals genes from the algae. Those genes help repair and maintain the chloroplasts. The slug has become part plant. There's no other animal on Earth that does this. A green slug that lives off sunlight. Photosynthesis is supposed to be for plants. Someone forgot to tell this slug. Number 2. The cuttlefish is the master of disguise. Cuttlefish are often called the chameleons of the sea. But that's an insult to cuttlefish. Chameleons are slow. Cuttlefish are lightning. A cuttlefish can change its color, pattern, and texture in milliseconds. It can go from smooth to bumpy, from sandy brown to striped black and white, from invisible to warning colors and back. How? Cuttlefish have millions of pigment-filled sacs in their skin called chromatophores. Each one is connected to a tiny muscle. The brain tells the muscles to expand or contract the sacs. Milliseconds later, the cuttlefish looks completely different. But here's what makes cuttlefish truly mind-blowing. They have W-shaped pupils. Their vision is unlike any other animal. They can see polarized light, which humans can't. They can see in front and behind simultaneously. And they're incredibly intelligent. Cuttlefish have the largest brain-to-body ratio of any invertebrate. They can solve puzzles. They can remember specific humans. They can even plan for the future, a skill once thought unique to primates. A shape-shifting, W-eyed, super-intelligent sea creature. Cuttlefish are aliens living in our oceans. And number one, the honey badger doesn't care. The honey badger has been voted the most fearless animal in the Guinness World Records. It's not the strongest, not the fastest, but it has a reputation. Honey badgers will attack anything. Lions, leopards, snakes, humans. They don't back down. They don't run away. Here's why. Honey badger skin is incredibly loose and thick. If a predator bites it, the honey badger can twist around inside its own skin and bite back. It's like trying to bite a water balloon full of knives. Honey badgers also have a reversible anal gland that sprays a foul-smelling liquid similar to a skunk, and they're immune to most snake venom. A cobra bite just makes them sleepy for a few hours. In one famous study, a honey badger was placed in an enclosure with a lion. The honey badger charged, the lion ran away. The most fearless animal on Earth, and it looks like a walking pillow. 10 animal facts that break your brain. Flamingos born gray, penguins that propose with pebbles, a shrimp that punches like a bullet, a slug that photosynthesizes, a cuttlefish that changes shape, a badger that charges lions. What ties them all together? Every time we think we understand nature, it surprises us. If you made it to the end, hit that like button. It helps more people discover how incredible this planet really is. Subscribe and ring the bell for more mind-blowing facts, hidden mysteries, and things you're not supposed to know. And hey, next time you see a sloth, remember, there's an entire world living in its fur. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.